Today I want to give you one crucial key to hitting your drives not only longer, but more importantly, more consistently straighter, because a ball in the woods doesn't do you any good. So one of the things that I think most golfers start making a big mistake on, especially with today's modern drivers, these huge heads, deep heads, tall faces, is they start trying to catch the ball too much exaggeratedly on the upswing, and they start changing their body angles in order to accomplish that. So there's no question that ideally you want to catch the ball slightly on the upswing or an ascending blow, because the balls don't spin as much, the drivers are designed to put less spin on the ball. And so if you don't launch the ball high with relatively low spin, you're not taking full advantage of the equipment. Now, you'll also notice that most tour pros don't actually hit up on the ball at all. They actually hit slightly down on it, because it's easier to control. And this is what I want to talk about today. I'm not necessarily telling you to hit down on it. I want you to be able to bomb the ball. That's the fun part of golf. And that's what we're going to talk about in today's bonus video, is how to get more distance out of your tee shots. But I want to tell you my secrets that are going to help you hit the ball further than you ever have before. So when I was younger and I was swinging in the high 120s, everything was all about just hitting the ball as high and far as I could. I was using the longest legal tees they had. I think were 3.5, 4 inches back then or something crazy. Teeing the ball way up in my stance. And what I would do to create a positive, extremely positive angle of attack, to take full advantage of it, would be to create a lot of secondary axis tilt where my spine is leaning away from the target. And all that did was create a positive angle of attack. I could swing up 8 degrees on the ball, which was amazing. I could carry the ball 340 in the air. However, if I didn't get that club face release, guess where the ball was going? A mile right, because as you create this tremendous secondary axis tilt, trying to hit up on the ball, trying to catch the ball in the upswing, it shifts your swing plane horizontally to the right. So I'm going to show you here as an exaggeration. This, as I start doing this, now look where the club's going to go. So every single time I missed it, I blocked it off the planet a mile right, and it was all because of my misinterpretation of trying to force myself to catch the ball on too much of a positive angle of attack. Ideally, if you're 3 degrees or so positive angle, that's plenty. Even if you're just 1 or 2 or even neutral, that's more than enough, because the more that you start trying to create an exaggeratedly positive angle of attack, the more variability you're going to enter or introduce to your driving. And so what I want you to think about is not trying to catch the ball so much on the upswing, trying to make a normal swing and letting the club bottom out where it normally would. So in this case, I'll just make a little short example swing. The club's going to bottom out right about the inside of my armpit here. That's where the club would normally bottom out. All I have to do is let the ball be a few inches forward of my address position, and it's going to start to work up a couple degrees by then. That is plenty. However, we try and exaggerate, hang back, and do this crazy stuff, and it makes our driving very, very inconsistent. So to fix this, pretend that the ball is back here. In fact, if you set the club, if you'll notice many tour pros actually do this, they set the club up back here, and then they just let the club collect the ball on the way through. One other little tip for this, as the club is working back through on that arc, it's also starting to close again. It should be, hopefully, unless you're gonna hit a big slice. So to do this correctly and still hit the ball straight, in most cases, you'll want to aim a tiny bit right, because the club face, as it gets back to square and then moves forward to collect the ball on the upswing, is slightly closed in relationship to the target line. So that's your second little bonus tip here. If you're playing the ball up in your stance, don't try and hit a positive angle of attack. Let the club bottom out, square up and release, and all of a sudden, the ball is going to start going straight and high without you trying to. The big key here, again, is letting the club do the work. Don't try and create this big positive angle of attack. Move the ball up in your stance, close your stance ever so slightly so the club can square up, or to technically be closed in relationship to the target line if you're dead square, and that will hit the ball straight down the middle, hopefully, every single time. So don't try to create tons of axis tilt. Don't try to hang back on your right foot. Don't try to do anything. Make your same golf swing that you make every single time. Let the club bottom out where it normally would, and it's going to work back up to the ball, and you'll hit the ball straighter, more consistently, and further than you normally do. I hope you enjoyed this video and it helps you with your game, but I don't want to stop there. If you're interested in hitting the ball further than you ever have, I'm going to share with you my secrets of how I learned to hit the ball over 400 yards. That's right. I'm not a big guy, as you can tell, and my longest drive ever was 408 yards, and still even today, in my mid-40s, I hit just a drive this weekend in a tournament, 380 yards. So if you want to learn how to hit the ball further than ever, I've got an awesome guide that's going to show you not only how to swing faster and how to optimize your launch conditions, but it's going to discuss equipment, how to use the driver head properly, how to get the right launch conditions, how to get the right spin rates, and all of these things that's going to help you hit the ball further than you ever even fathomed possible. So take a look at this, click the link down in the description or the one you see in the screen, and I'm going to take you straight to the guide. You can start watching all the videos right now and start hitting the best drives you ever had today.